The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Careers with Sara. I'm here every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. In this show, I talk about career advancement, resume revamps, interview expectations, how to stand out from the crowd, how to brand yourself, what skills you need to become a CEO. And all of this is on my Facebook page, Let's Talk Careers with Sara. All the recordings, the links, you can find it on my page, Let's Talk Careers with Sara. There is a promo. If you like my page and you follow my page, send me a message to get a free book as a thank you for being my follower and listener. And also on my page, there's a link to download a free $1 million resume template. Tonight, I'm going to talk about how you can transition to a career in HR industry, so in HR management. And this is all for ways. There are ways to transition to a career. Sometimes people think they are not qualified, they don't have the experience, they don't have the skills. Perhaps they have the skills but no experience on a resume. So I just want to emphasize that think about what do lawyers, managers, and psychologists have in common. People in those professions have all made the transition to human resources management, and the field is full of professionals who took wildly divergent paths to get there. So I'm going to share with you some common ways in which people transition into human resources management. So start in an administrative role with a company and gradually take on more human resources management work over time. This is often easy to do as many admins handle work responsibilities such as payroll, employee benefits, and the role gradually morphs into employee relations. Then decide to work in human resource management and network with HR professionals in community organizations and the Society for Human Resource Management until an opportunity appears. Knowing HR professionals gives you a head start when a fellow professional seeks a new employee. You are a known quantity, not an unknown application or resume. And while working in another role in the company, express the desire to move to human resource management and apply when an opening becomes available. You can also assume components of an HR role as they become available or the current HR staff members are overloaded. So I want to give you an experience that a candidate had before. So there was a candidate who had started as an office secretary, I think, executive assistant or something. And what happened was the director had been left. She had resigned. And then it was very hard for the company to hire a new director. And it was very expensive. So what they did, they had her do the job of everything, including site management and including HR. That was the perfect opportunity. Her title wasn't HR. Her title was executive assistant. However, she was handling all the responsibilities for whatever HR needed. For example, hiring new employees, what documentations they need, how they need to go for background check, where to send them, what their file is missing, what needs to be updated. what clearances need to be updated, what is expired, you need to renew. Basically, she was running that already. And when she wanted to go from executive assistant to HR, it was already set for her. Even though her title wasn't HR, but she had the skills and she had the experience working in that role unofficially. So if you have a job that you would like to transition to a different field, to a different profession, think about the skills that needed for that particular position and how you had worked. So I had an accountant who had called me and said that he is not interested anymore working for 11 years in the same field as an accountant, senior accounting, I think, and he wanted to transition into HR. So he asked me how he can transition. So I told him on the resume, do not write whatever you did in an accounting field. They are not interested. When you send your resume to HR position, you want to emphasize on what you did as an HR role. For example, did you do training for new employees? Training is the number one that HR is looking. Did you do anything related to HR? For example, hiring. Did you interview any employees? Did you manage a staff? Did you have any systems that you had to work with? Did you do any payroll? Did you do any timesheets for those employees? And if not, then this is a time at your current work to start asking that you want extra responsibilities without a raise. Did you want extra responsibilities? You want to learn more, you want to grow, without them knowing that you actually want to learn the skills to transition to a different position, to a different company. Then, once you work in a component of human resource management, like training or recruiting, then it is very easy to transition. That's only for human resource. But if you are interested in transition to something else. So let's say, for example, if you are an executive assistant and you want to transition into teaching, this is possibility. If you want to transition into management, so management also is a possibility. You have to focus on leadership skills and all of that. Whatever you have currently doing, and you are struggling in transitioning and you are not sure how to do that or how to write it on a resume or how to say it at the interview, how to make yourself stand out and be like you are an experienced and seasoned employee, then you need to contact me on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara, and I will help you with that. Then try also to take some human resource management classes and earn a certificate like a PhD, professional HR. And then major in psychology or sociology. That a small social science studies will help you transition to a role in HR. Business accounting and human resources are all exceptional routes. And if you're an intern, you don't need to be working on an HR degree to qualify. Interns are drawn from many fields, including engineering, as HR is a profession that is best to learn on the job. And start in sales. Sales roles are the equivalent of recruiting. If you can pick up the phone, call a prospective employee, and make an effective pitch, you can become a recruiter for an HR team. Then improve your chances for getting into that role. Now review your prior employment, education, and experiences. Tailor your resume and cover letters to highlight the component that qualify you for a career in human resource management. Don't expect your prospective employer to connect the dots. Draw the connections to earn yourself an interview when you can further elaborate on your skills and interests for the HR job opening. The next thing is network. Network with people who post HR jobs and influence decisions about who is hired for a position in human resource management. And in addition to social media networks such as LinkedIn and Twitter, and try the many human resources communities that exist at locations such as job boards, SHRM, Overall at Work, ERE.net, and Workforce Magazine. On LinkedIn, if you want to start networking on LinkedIn, you go to search button and then you search for human resource manager or human resource associate or human resource representative, and start asking them questions about you. This is your current condition, this is your current field, and you would like to transition. What suggestions they can give you in order to transition? They will help you. They might not hire you, but they will help you and they will guide you. They will tell you what routes to take, what current companies are hiring, what current companies to go to. They have a very big social connections. Then make your workplace aware that you are interested in an HR role and ask how you can prepare to apply for an opening. A good leader can tell you specifically what to do to become prepared for the role. He or she can also gradually pass components of HR work for you to assist for assistance. Check with your manager first to make sure that the manager agrees to help you make the transition. And then consider a position with a small business as they are likely to hire candidates who can shoulder a variety of jobs. You might be able to sell your experience in IT, accounting, or bookkeeping, for instance, and take on those tasks in addition to HR. And then take an inventory of your soft skills that can easily be transferred to human resource management, including interpersonal and communication skills, dealing with confidential information, and conflict resolution skills. Build your resume to highlight these skills so that you easily appear qualified in a 30-second resume review. And then work with a temp agency to gain some experience in recruitment. Then apply for an HR or corporate recruiter job that comes through the temp agency. Transitioning into a career in HR management is more easily accomplished than a transition into a field that requires serious technical components or skills. Fields such as engineering, IT, legal professions, and healthcare professions are all require specific technical skills that, except for the most basic, beginning positions are not easily taught on the job. The skills required for a career in HR are more easily learned while working in the field. With decent guidance, a sponsor, a mentor, or good coaching, you can transition to a career in HR. Now, I have to emphasize, working as an HR is not something that you can say it's fun. It's something that you can just be in an office in a cubicle and, do whatever you have to do. I want just to explain to you that working in HR is a huge responsibility. It's not only about files, and it's not only about write-ups, and it's not only about doing management and stuff, but it's about employee relationships. There are numerous times employees don't get along, and you cannot think that firing is the only way to solve this problem, because hiring a replacement is actually time-consuming. It's time-consuming, wasted, and also sales of the company are going down because they don't have enough staff. So when there's employee problems, you will be the one to address and know how to deal with it. You will have to provide strategies. You will have to provide any ways to emphasize on getting this solution done. And a lot of managers will come to you especially those who are new into the position. They will come to you for guidance. They will ask you if there are training, if there are workshops, if there are professional developments for them to learn the new job, the new leadership skills, the new supervision that they are holding right now. So all of this is going to be trained, and you will be the one responsible for it. Also, if there's any harassment, you will be the one responsible for it. You will be the one who need to put on clearance any problem that is not legal. And you cannot just close your eyes and say, I don't know, I didn't know it, because this attitude is not going to get you to where you want to be. Now, let's continue about how can a person transition into HR for a mid-level career. So you need to have years of experience, a master's degree, and a market-ready skills. So I have a letter that I received from the team member that is asking for, by the way, I have a Facebook group. There are several members in there that if you have questions, you can ask me any questions on that group. It's called Let's Talk Careers Inner Circle. So here's a question. Dear Sarah, for the past 10 years or so, I have been employed as a paralegal specializing in family law litigation. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and a Master of Arts in Public Administration with a public leadership emphasis. For a couple of years, I have investigated transitioning into HR. My goal is not to relinquish my experience, but to transfer those skills, education, and experience. Specifically, I would like to focus on employee relations. I do have management experience with a law firm. Also, I currently work with an in-house counsel for a bank. I have seen a number of internal positions as an employee relations consultant available. I would like to secure one of those positions in doing so. I have considered securing HR certificate along with a formal PHR. PHR is professional HR, human resource. Do you think utilizing the local community college is the best option? Also, I would like to, at a minimum, retain my current salary. What is a reasonable salary request for your assistance? So, to answer that question, we have to understand this is not something to believe that this is going to be a problem, meaning that we are able to transition with what the person has. So I can just reply, I hope this member listens to me right now at this point. We are, just give me 1 second. Now, she has mentioned also that I receive hundreds of notes like yours. And each year, definitely want to recommend to anyone who is thinking to transition into HR. So here's what I am trying to explain. I hope this member listens to me right now. The problem is answering all of the diverse personal questions that I receive is the answer depends completely on where you live and want to work, the size of the company you want to work, and what your market competition looks like where you live. So even the question about whether a PHR would help you depends on what is commonly expected where you live, or if your goal is large companies which are prone to liking certifications more than smaller companies. It can hurt, plus in the studying for it, you will gain knowledge. But I can guarantee that it will help with employment above entry level. If your goal is employee relations, however, you may be headed on the right path to prepare for a role in a larger company. You've asked also about attending a local community college. If you seek an HR certificate in preference, I'd seek out a nearby master's program in HR to see if a certificate is offered. You may be able to take the equivalent coursework there or in an undergrad program. So you need to contact the HR Certification Institute. You can Google it up and find out the information. And they are related organizations offer training for certifications all over the country. So your really best source for answers to the questions that you are asking me is to talk with the local resources who work in HR. In doing so, you also build a network that may one day employ you. 2, informal interviews have proven helpful for many in learning what is needed in your local community. They're also helpful in building an HR network. A reliable source for salary information, I could just explain that, that is on target for most of the country is payscale.com. And I also would recommend to go to glassdoor.com. So many of the sites online are way off from my New York perspective, but I use payscale.com and glassdoor.com for anyone that needed to know how much to ask at the interview for salary. So here's what I read to you about the members. So if you have also stories about transitioning from your company, let me know on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara, and my group, Let's Talk Careers Inner Circle, so we can just help you how to transition smoothly. Now, a lot of times we are thinking about how to, like you have already experienced so many years in a career that you're doing at, and you want to break into a career of human resources. This is a topic that I really want to talk about because a lot of you are interested in human resources. You think it's easy. You can work in a job as a human resources and by just following and listening to my show tonight. So many people are eager to start. So many people are eager to start a career in human resources as if it is a fast-growing field with many lucrative opportunities. And career analysis expect the number of HR jobs to increase in the projected future, and the median annual income is above the national average. People are interested in using their soft skills and experience in a field where they perceive that they will help others. They're also interested in using their planning, program development, labor relations, and accounting skills to their best advantage. For these reasons and more, you're probably wondering how to start an HR career for your own. You will find useful information in my show that will guide you through the process. So I will have to explain to you one thing. That there are HR professionals with a wide variety of educational backgrounds. And however, many HR positions require candidates with a minimum of a 4-year degree, a bachelor's degree in human resources. Personnel or some other related subject will offer the best training for an HR career. Such a degree will also be more highly regarded amongst hiring managers. So this take in mind. This is not to imply that current HR professionals without degrees are unsuccessful. Many HR professionals have developed successful careers in human resources without degrees. Times are changing in all professional fields. However, and if you are starting out or thinking about switching to a career in human resources today, you need to obtain a degree. In the past, no one asked to have a degree. You could have just finished high school, you had a diploma, and that's it. You did not need to go to any education, to any college, you did not need to earn any degree. But now things have changed, and if you still want to be an employee, positions like HR, they need you to have a bachelor's degree in HR, not in anything else. So if you would like to pursue a managerial position or specialized career in HR, some schools offer business degrees that are more focused on a certain area of human resources. Naturally, a graduate level degree is related field will help you place you on more hiring shortlists. So I just want to explain that if I have a candidate that is transitioning from one area of her career to HR, and I have another candidate who has experience working in HR for, 5 years, 2 years, doesn't matter, even a graduate from school, she or he will be considered to work in HR, not you. But if you are showing that you have, you're in study plan, that means that you are in school, in some college, and you are pursuing your degree, and you need the experience, they will hire you for a lower salary. And whether you pursue a general HR degree or a more specialized practice within HR, you should be sure to take courses that cover topics such as management, recruitment, training, and compensation. And of course, there are many other business courses that relate to the HR field. So an interdisciplinary program is good. In addition to college degree, many professionals will have the opportunity to seek certification in certain HR disciplines. In fact, large companies will sometimes offer workshops and classes that broaden an existing professional's HR skills. By completing a professional certification course, you can increase your earning potential. You can ask for more. You can ask for a raise. Example of certifications are a professional in human resources, in short we call it PHR, or senior professional in human resources, CPHR. And if you're already working in an entry-level HR position, earning a certification could help boost your career. Likewise, it could help you transition from a different department to an HR position. Finding work within the human resources field is similar to finding any other kind of job. In addition to those general career sites, however, there are online job boards resources that are more specific to the HR field. For the Society of Human Resource Management, for example, offers a job board that is primarily for HR professionals. Additional job boards specialize in the field of human resources. Some businesses will first look for candidates within the company. Keep this in mind. If you're currently working for a medium to a large company and wish to enter the HR department, if your company has an internal resource for new positions such as private online career site or internal job postings, check regularly for your chance to get your foot in the door. Talk to your current HR staff about your interest in HR. It's possible that your interest may open the HR door. More candidates for HR jobs are finding their way into HR careers via professional networking and online social networking sites these days too. And if you're still a student or just out of college, an internship in an HR department can provide the relevant experience you need for your HR job search. Just like any other profession, finding a career in HR is easiest for those with college degree in the field and a professional certification. But people with related majors in such areas as business, sociology, psychology, and social sciences are also considered specifically, especially for more entry-level jobs. There are many HR positions available, and there will be more opportunities in the future. With a proper training and some diligent job searching, you can join other HR professionals in what is a most lucrative and satisfying career. This is something that I, as a career coach, can help you to get there. All you have to do is just go on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara. You can reach me on LinkedIn, Sara Yusupov. You can reach me on Twitter, Let's Talk Careers with Sara. And you can reach me on my group, Let's Talk Careers Inner Circle, and that's on Facebook. So let's ask you a question that is something to ponder about. What do a minister, a real estate broker, and a lawyer all have in common? They all work in HR now, and each can prove it doesn't take a conventional HR background to work in this field. And this is something that you can see as an example for those who are trying to transition. So the Career Changers motto is be prepared and grow. Now a recruiter for New House Consulting knows a lot about transitions. She began her career working on disability determinations for the Colorado Social Security Disability Department, and followed that with a stint selling real estate. Then she became interested in technical recruiting through a friend who worked in the field. After talking with her friend, Grove decided she would like to eventually transition into the field. She knew she could do the job and felt certain she'd enjoy the people-oriented work. Grove spent the next several years preparing for the recruitment field. She went back to school to get an associate degree in computer programming, worked as a temp, served as an admission representative for a trucking company, and worked as a recruiter for several agencies before settling into her current role as a corporate recruiter. Her goal was to see if she would be as good at matchmaking and recruiting as she thought she would be. To her delight, she had learned that she had what it takes. Because she spent several years preparing to enter the field, Grove found her transition into HR very easy. According to Grove, each position she took along the way offered a chance to learn valuable skills. She was also happy and surprised to find out how valuable her sales experience is to her new career. Like a salesperson, she determined what a candidate needs, then decides how to satisfy those needs so she can close the deal between the candidate and her company. Grove loves her work and wishes she had made the change sooner. She suggests those interested in making the transition into recruiting look for a good training program and find a good cultural fit and ask for a mentor. Now, another example I want to give you, finding a mentor to help you move, right? A mentor is really important. Former minister, now independent third-party recruiter and president of Houston-based The Highland Group, Jim McLeod, couldn't agree more with Grove's suggestion to find a mentor. McLeod, whose career has covered a lot of ground, including working in a family bookstore, children's book publishing, and the ministry, decided to join his mentor in the HR business. When McLeod left the ministry, a fellow seminarian who had already made the transition into a third-party recruiting talked to him about making his own leap into the field. McLeod's mentor took him under his wing and showed him the ropes of technical recruiting. After working together for several years, they had an amicable split, and McLeod started his own company. McLeod believes third-party recruiting is very similar to the ministry. Both are relationship-oriented and require strong counseling skills, as well as a clear understanding of an organization's political process. If you are thinking of going into third-party recruiting, McLeod suggests You avoid the large recruitment firms with impersonal environments. Instead, find a small firm that conducive to mentoring. He also suggests spending some time at this research company to develop the investigative skills necessary for success. So, making a home in HR is another way of creating it happen. A former attorney, Laura Arment, has worked in state government and as corporate in-house counsel, advising her company on environmental issues and employment law. Arment left corporate law to start her own company, specializing in employment law. After a few years on her own, she decides to pursue a position in human resources. Despite her strong background in employment law, Arment found it difficult to break into corporate HR. Ironically, her years of experience seem to work against her. Most companies don't view HR people as business partners, so they tend to seek low-level people. That's what she says. To ease her transition into HR, Arment based her functional resume, which emphasizes skills rather than jobs. This was good for presenting her transferable skills, including problem solving, mediation, and resolution, all vital to HR success. Arment eventually broke into the field as the HR manager for a small company. She now works as a generalist at a much larger firm. Arment advises people making the transition into HR to be prepared to take substantial pay cuts, at least for a while. They also shouldn't worry about what others think. Making a change later in a career can often mean giving up dollars and prestige. For Arment, the trade has been good. One. She no longer has the big salary and prestige associated with being an attorney, but she's happy in her work. Who could ask for a better bargain? Now, there is a shift has been afoot in the HR world. It's obvious to everyone now that employee management is crucial to an organization's success. In many companies, the HR department has become more visible as its role is elevated to that of a core business function, and its leaders claim space in the C-suite. The result in that HR scope of responsibilities has broadened, and with it, the staff composition. Many of today's HR managers do not have traditional human resources degrees, like I said before. Rather, they migrated to HR from other parts of the business, like sales, operations, supply chain management, or IT. It seriously can be any field that they can transition to. If you are one of these non-HR specialists, landing in the people department or an organizational leader without hands-on knowledge of how HR works, you might not realize what life is really like out there. So here's what things you should know. HR roles are complex. There are those in business who can sometimes have simplistic view of HR, and the truth is HR jobs are some of the most complex. Dealing with people and the whole breadth of an organization is inherently challenging, and HR professionals must also balance the needs of different stakeholders with divergent interests as they tackle projects, all while making the case to top leadership that investments in HR are worth it. The projects themselves can be large-scale and usually require interpersonal as well as analytical skills. And there are some strategic workforce planning is golden. So nowadays, one of the best ways that HR department can win credibility, if they don't already have it, from upper management is by developing strategic workforce plan plans. It's called SWP. This process aims to align an organization's business strategy with its people and organizational strategy, in other words, to make sure the company has the talent it needs to fulfill its business mission over the long term. And SWP involves studying where the business is, where it's going, assessing the current workforce, identifying gaps in skills, looking at future workforce trends, forecasting needs, and developing strategies to address this. In the end, the plan delivers a longer-term strategy for managing HR executives. Done right, a solid SWP lessens the risk that a company will not be able to deliver on its promises, and that's why CEOs love an HR team that can produce one. Finding the right talent, particularly technical expertise, is becoming harder for companies. In an effort to attract prospective employees, organizations must aggressively market themselves and create an appealing employer brand. Branding remains important in retaining staff too. So many modern employees behave like regular customers, and HR's marketing approach should mirror that of product marketing, being clear about talent needs and developing winning propositions, focusing on the entire life cycle between employer and employee. Not surprisingly, HR is a good fit for those with marketing skills. And the next thing is HR, the perfect development assignment for up-and-coming leaders, regardless of their functional background, is working in HR gives them a horizontal view of people and processes. It also sharpens their interpersonal, pragmatic, and negotiation chops as they learn to work with multiple stakeholders, groups to find common grounds and solutions. In some large companies like Mars, it's a HR company. Spending time in HR is seen as the critical step to moving into senior level positions. Unlike sales, marketing and product development, HR's return on investment can be harder to measure. CEOs want to know if they are getting value for money. It's up to HR then to justify the investment, and it can be difficult. HR is most effective when it focuses on delivering the basics well and getting the right talent in place. And as an organization's business success is increasingly tied to its recruitment and retention efforts, HR's job has evolved, and with it, the role of HR business partner. These high-level professionals act as focal points for employees and managers in a particular business unit. Partners have a deep understanding of the business functions of their unit and coordinate their HR activities. HR's overall challenge is to match the what of the company's business strategy to the how from a people and organizational perspective. To do the right, HR benefits from staff with experience on the operational side. So you understand? So HR is looking for staff with experience on the operational side. Executive education programs like Henley's support such professionals transitioning into HR roles. Their Advanced HR Business Partner Program, Strategic Workforce Planning Masterclass, and Organizational Development Masterclass welcome executives from all specialties who have HR responsibilities. Henley's focus is on practical application, not theoretical HR, according to Monster.com, Economics.com, according to so many articles that say the same thing. And course participants learn how HR creates value in an organization and how to address personal challenges as HR practitioners. The trend of hiring non-HR people into HR is one that will likely continue. This supports view of many HR leaders and the view that HR must be part of the business rather than separate from it. And this is being critical to HR playing an ever more valuable role. So I want to summarize about what is expected. So according to Annette Online, the field of human resources is expected to see faster than average growth in coming decade, and human resources positions pay more than the national average. For these reasons, many people are considering transitioning to careers in human resources. And for those who are trying to find that first human resource position, so let's move on with the strategies. Network extensively. Human resources, by definition, is a job for people who can develop good networks. And you need to get an education, which I said. A degree is helpful, especially if it's in human resources or another business degree. And a bit of research into employment law and related topics may help convince an employer of a candidate's ability to do the job. It is also possible to take individual classes without necessarily seeking a degree. Also, some companies may offer tuition assistance to employees who wish to further their education. Let's start at the bottom and work up. Employers reward employees who are willing to prove themselves. This strategy is necessary for everyone going into most fields. It is far easier to climb the corporate ladder than to expect to get top position right from the beginning, even with a degree, but without real experience. Then you need to know why you want to work in human resources and what you have to offer. Believe me, this is a question that you're going to be asked at the interview, and they're looking for an elevator pitch. So this will help you find the right opportunity and will also help you sell yourself to a potential employer. Identify transferable skills. Many of the skills needed for jobs in human resources are soft skills, and are those used in many other fields. Soft skills, when I say, is like problem solving, like common sense, knowing how to communicate. These are all called soft skills. And identify which of these skills you already possess and find ways to hone those skills you lack. Then join professional organizations. Professional organizations like SHRM offer both networking opportunities and education. Some organizations also have job listings available to members. Some companies prefer to promote from within. Those who are already employed and want to get into human resources should consider their own company first. The advantage to this strategy is that knowledge of the company, its culture, and its goals can be just as valuable as having a relevant degree. Consider a position at a small business. Small businesses like to hire candidates who are willing to wear a variety of hats. Be prepared to assist with payroll, accounting, bookkeeping, or other such tasks. An added benefit to this strategy is well-rounded experience and credibility. Consider starting as a recruiter. Some large companies have people who specialize in recruitment. These jobs may be easier to get without a degree because they typically deal with fewer legal issues than other functions in HR. Though I just specifically addressed transitioning to the field of human resources, these strategies are equally effective for everyone seeking a new career. A healthy network can help a candidate find the right opportunity anywhere. Education, whether formal or self-directed, increases the candidate's market value, adds credibility and self-confidence, and proves a willingness to learn. Self-awareness helps candidates showcase their most valuable assets, and professional organizations exist for nearly every profession. So, this just says that breaking into HR, it's a possibility. And it's not just HR, as I said, it can be just any field work that you are looking for. You need to emphasize on soft skills. And I also want to give you an example of me. If you know how to write resumes, if you know how to nail every interview, then you can consider yourself as a professional. You can consider yourself as having an experience how to write resumes for people and how to nail interviews. Then on the side, you can be a freelancer who helps with resumes and helps with interview coaching. So this way it shows how much you are professional, how much people like you, how much people are referring you, and if you need a reference letter, your whoever you helped, you can get their reference letters to provide for hiring. So think about all of these aspects on how you can break into this kind of work. Now, Villanova University suggests also on how to get a job in human resources. And for today's hungry professionals, a transition to another type of job may sometimes appear to be the right move to boost work-life morale and introduce a fresh start to a monotonous professional routine. While changing jobs or departments within a company may produce challenges, professionals who anticipate and carefully plan the move can mitigate negative factors while cultivating positive and rewarding ones in the process. Students and career changers looking to break into human resources can consider the following strategies that while developing their career plans. So getting into HR with little or no experience is like volunteering tips. Volunteering can be a great way to break into the field of HR. Contributing to a local community or a nonprofit organization can be personally rewarding and can build skills which professionals can leverage later to their professional advantage. The opportunities available through volunteering can offer professionals a chance to learn about positions in organizations related to a specific career field and allow them to begin building any beneficial related skills. Taking time to figure out which skills to initially build upon in the volunteer position may help narrow down choices when choosing a place to volunteer or when using sites like Volunteer Match, an ideal list to find a good match. With a little planning and goal setting beforehand, volunteering can help open new doors and build valuable career skills. Getting into HR while pursuing a degree like an internship, you become now an intern. For students or career changers working toward an undergraduate or graduate degree, internships can be a valuable resume building experience. Many colleges and universities have a career office that can help match candidates with a potential internship opportunities. Because internships have the potential to turn into actual job offers, it is important to do research into which companies and organizations match the professional career goals and other aspirations before applying. Now, if you are in college and you have a career counselors, they are not helpful much because they have so many students with different fields, with different organizations. They cannot match with an internship. Sometimes professor will tell you, go find your own internship. Your advisor will say the same thing, go find your own company to intern. This is going to be part of your job in order for you to graduate. Internship, you don't need to rely on a career counselor to help you with. Internship can be found anywhere online. You can go on any, like Indeed.com, and find out keyword intern position. And a lot of companies hire interns with pay or no pay. It all depends. So if you feel that it's hard for you to find internship position, you can reach out to me on Facebook, Let's Talk Careers with Sara, and we are going to get you through the process. Now, transitioning into HR in the same company, right? Transitioning from one area of a company to another may be complicated, making a thoughtful strategy and timeline essential. Some companies have an infrastructure designed to help employees move from position to position within the company, so it is important to find out if your company offers this before acting. For instance, some companies offer internal internships that allow interested employees to try out a different position before making a permanent shift. Sometimes things are better on the other side of the corporate division. but sometimes it isn't what the employee envisioned. And internal internship can help clarify goals and expectations. Now, other considerations include communicate, have an investigative conversation with a present manager or current HR representative. Voicing your long-term career development aspirations within the company will make them aware that you are seeking additional skills and experience. There may be needs internally and would be a perfect match for interested employees. Now, I don't want you to think that they are not going to give you the opportunity, or they might just, by communicating your wants and needs to your employer, to your HR department, is something that you shouldn't avoid at all. Think about how you can, how they actually are willing to help you out with your goals. Because you are such a good candidate, you're such a good employee, they will not want to let go of you. So you communicate your wants and needs. This will be hard, believe me. Pursue formal professional development. Online courses are an efficient way to help build new skills and transition to other positions over time. It also allows an employer to know that the desire for a career shift is genuine. Becoming active as a professional organization, like local chapters of professional organizations, often offer networking events and mentoring opportunities that professionals can use to help transition to new jobs. The National Human Resources Association maintains a list of upcoming national meetings, such as leadership workshops and tactical career strategies. Then, if you want to transfer skills from another field to HR, education and credentialing. For professionals who lack any formal training in HR, meeting with a career development mentor may help. College career offices often have experiences for alumni networking. In addition, associations like the Society of Human Resources Management, SHRM, and the National Human Resources Association, NHRA, offer local and national events for career development and job skills. Through these events, mentoring relationships may present themselves. Creating a new resume can help identify areas where coursework may help build the skills that can translate into already assets. In addition to finding these courses, the process of seeking specific credentials related to a specific area can show a potential employer that a candidate is goal-driven and serious about succeeding in the new area. Now, other considerations when pursuing a job in HR professionals oversee details that can help make a company more successful, from identifying talent to building meaningful professional development programs and managing benefits package. HR professionals provide corporate vitality to an organization. Having sound industry knowledge is clearly important, but so is exhibiting the soft skills needed to excel in the diverse roles an HR professional plays when working with employees at all levels. A job in HR encompasses a wide range of interpersonal skills, which can be highlighted to strengthen a resume and leverage a competitive edge. According to the U.S. Bureau of Statistics, the need of HR managers is growing, with expected 11,000 new professionals needed to fill jobs by 2024. In an evolving global marketplace, successfully obtaining, developing, and holding onto top talent is more important than ever before. Opportunities in the field HR are available for those that develop the skills and talents needed to help corporate leaders develop a workforce that will keep companies growing throughout the coming decades. I want to say thank you so much for being on my show. I'll see you next Wednesday.